Turn it up. You're listening to the Country Music Rocks podcast with Danny and Julia. Your all-access pass to all your favorite artists, untold stories, and the real behind-the-scenes of country music.
I can't believe spring is almost here.
Thank goodness.
Summer concerts are on the way.
I know. I can't wait.
There's so many great shows lined up for 2026. We just got news today that Morgan Wallen is doing something massive, and you told me about it, and I didn't even know about it, so you found out this morning before I even did.
Yeah, so he's going to have his own station on SiriusXM, which is really cool.
Yes.
So that means it's going to be obviously his songs, his favorites.
Yep.
I think we're going to have, hear some surprises in there. I don't think it's going to all be country. I think it's going to be stuff he listens to.
I actually hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, and he listens to a wide variety.
He does.
I remember when we sat and talked, when we first got a chance to really meet Morgan at first, like what they call a radio tour.
Right.
He came through, you ask him a million questions. I remember him saying that his dad was always a classic rock, Southern rock kind of guy.
Okay.
Like the Doobie Brothers, like the Allman Brothers.
So he grew up on that.
Yeah, the Eagles and that sound. So I would imagine it's probably a mix of that, a little Hardy, maybe some of the hard rock Hardy.
Yeah.
And then a little bit of Ernest,
Yeah, I bet therell be some hip hop in there just because of some of his collabs and stuff like that. So I think it's going to be interesting. But yeah, he's doing a concert on, I believe it's April 2nd in Nashville to kind of kick all that off.
It's like right around the corner.
That's around the corner. And I feel like with that, I don't know, I'm just totally guessing, but I bet there's going to be an announcement because if you've noticed, he's changed his profile photo on social media.
Did see that.
It's also his new media picture for like all the press releases that come out and stuff. And usually that's a telltale sign something's coming.
Right.
So, and he's getting ready to kick off his tour.
Yes.
I'm still the problem. So.
Yeah. And that was the profile picture for the longest time.
Exactly.
And so now he's like,
now
okay,
it's something
I'm moving
different.
on.
Yeah. And I know he just released another new single from that latest album. So I feel like there's something, because he's had a lot of singles from that album.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's also had, 35 songs on that album. So he had a lot to choose from.
I'm not going to lie. I've kind of lost track.
I had to look up right before we started talking. I'm like, okay, so was that from this album or is that from our new album coming? Like I've lost track too.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up when they're putting so much stuff out. And as we look at social media like we do on a regular daily basis, it's just, you're right. I can't tell if it's from this album, that album.
Yeah.
Like Luke Combs. I know he's dropping his new album next month.
I feel like we've already heard half of it.
Yeah. I'm like, wait, is there going to be another new song coming?
Yeah.
There's probably 3 or 4 more songs that are coming off of it.
Yeah.
He just explained the other day life as a dad, and he's changing his whole perspective, and now he's got these new songs, and my TikTok is filled up for like weeks of just people singing that one new song. And now he's dropped another one.
I know.
And I'm like, man, I can't keep up with it. It's tough.
Hard.
It's hard. Definitely hard.
Yeah. So I do think there's more coming from Morgan. I think that I have a feeling that they're going to announce something that night at the show or shortly thereafter or right before.
I'm hoping it's maybe like a part 2. You remember a couple years ago, Kenny did a really cool thing. Kenny was doing stadiums, but the towns that didn't have a stadium, he would go do the smaller venues.
Yes.
So I'm hoping that would be a situation.
Yeah.
It's not like we can't have, listen, the Moda Center is great for shows. The Cascades Amphitheater is a great spot for shows. We could do 2 or 3 nights of Morgan Wallen like we used to do for Garth.
Yeah.
Not a problem. There's enough people that would
100%.
gladly drive here. The problem is sometimes they do a show here, then they'll do a show in Seattle, then they'll jump over to Spokane and go through Idaho, then over to Montana and all the way down. They could easily do 3 shows here. Not a problem.
Yeah.
Give enough people to come down, do it like a Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yep.
You can easily get yourself hotel, train, transportation here.
Right.
Make sure, I think it would be fantastic.
Yeah.
That's my hopes.
Yeah.
But those are big hopes.
I know. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if he'll add to the tour or do something else like with some smaller venues just to I don't know. I have a feeling it's going to be an album.
Right.
But with that, I feel like needs to be more performances too, because he's not doing a whole ton of tour stops this year. I think it's only 12 or 16 because they're all stadiums.
Right.
I think they're
bigger
baseball,
stadiums.
and I think, are they baseball stadiums this year? I think.
Like football stadiums, Allegiant Stadium, yeah.
Is he doing football again?
Yeah.
Okay, for some reason, maybe there's some baseball stadiums thrown in there because I want to say they mixed it up a little bit, but Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that they did.
I know lately it's been a big thing every year to do a concert at Fenway Park.
Yeah.
And so Zach Brown did it, a bunch of other
Thomas
people.
Rhett did it last year.
Yeah, so it might be one of those situations. But I refer back to like Jelly Roll and Post Malone, and that now he's doing this, the big ass tour where they're going to certain areas, and then Jelly's jumping off and doing this little ass tour. So it might be one of those situations. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
We'll see. Who
I hope
knows?
so.
Yeah, I think so. It's funny though. We're talking about concerts. The big news that just came down, we've seen today, and let's just get right into it. Poor Riley Green.
Oh my gosh, that poor guy. If people aren't talking about him in one way, now the poor guy,
gets smashed in the face with a phone.
And I mean, you were just playing the video right before we got on here, and you hear that thud.
Yeah.
And like that hurt.
I was shocked.
Not only did it take him by surprise,
right?
But I mean, that had to have. It really clipped him good.
I just don't understand it. First of all, I don't know what kind of money that person was making, but you're throwing let's say the minimum, a $1,200 phone away.
Yep.
Not to mention that how much you ever paid for those tickets.
Right, because you're close enough to be able to throw and hit him, so you're on the floor.
Right. Those are probably $400 tickets.
Right.
Easy.
Exactly. So now you got kicked out of the show.
Right.
You've lost your phone.
Right.
Who knows? I mean, if that were me, and I would never do that, but if that were me, I'm giving up the phone. I'm not claiming it.
No.
I'm walking away from it. I'm erasing everything I can. If I can go to my computer and erase the data, because I don't want to be found.
Well, that would be the thing too. It'd be like CSI is on the thing, like who owns this phone? Let's encrypt it. Let's break into it and then go get that person.
Yeah.
But just a stupid move in general. First of all,
that is the number one don't for a show.
Yes.
I thought we were over this. I thought that was done in 2025, the throwing things at artists. It's just so...
It baffles me.
I just don't get it. I mean, I think people forget that when those artists are on stage...
You can't see.
Well, that, and I mean, exactly, they can't see. I mean, they're kind of vulnerable when you think about it, because they're wide out in the open, and when you have stuff flying at you, you don't know if it's hard, soft, what it is, pointy, So it's just don't freaking do it. Don't throw stuff.
No, I mean, BB Rexa got hit not once but twice.
Yeah.
She did it. El King got hit in the face. Now Riley's been hit in the face.
Yeah. Luke Bryan got hit.
That's right.
Really
Someone
hard,
threw a hat or a ball or something. I can't remember what that was.
Well, there was a lot of mixed stories. One story said it was a beer can. Somebody said it was a ball. So
Still.
I don't know what. I know he did get hit. I don't know what ultimately it was.
Right. A boot, probably.
It could have been, yeah.
But still, I mean, let's be honest. The artist officially could be like, all right, I'm done. Forget it. Now, you've got a real situation on your hands because you've paid everybody to come there. You have everybody that paid, let's say you're sitting in the lawn, and those were just maybe $85 seats. Plus you paid, $18 for 2 beers already.
Yeah.
Parking already. If you drove into town, hotel, you're already at like $400, and now you're going to have 18,000 pissed off people.
Right. If you decide to cancel, yeah.
Right. If that artist decides to walk out. Now the smart thing is Riley.
He
should have gotten down on the stage and beat his ass. Is what he should have done.
Yeah, he would have every right to. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Instead, asked the house lights to come up and then take him away and got him out right away.
Honestly, that was the right thing to do.
I don't know if you saw the second part of that video. There's another, and if you want to go look at it, it's interesting. Somebody has a great shot. They either were a basketball player or a baseball player, because when they were walking out, somebody threw a beer can and hit the guy in the head.
No way.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Saw that one too, and I was like, oh, well, someone clearly was upset and had revenge at that guy. And that's the other thing. Like, who knows in today's world? Yeah, karma, but one instant can flip a switch, right?
Yeah.
And then now you got 18,000 fans, pandemonium. We've seen what happens. I forget what concert it was. A couple of years ago, I think it was down in Atlanta, when somebody passed out. Like it was, it was A$AP Rocky, I think it was. He was up on stage singing, and then this poor girl got trampled.
Yes.
And it could be one of those situations. So if you are going to a concert this year, for the love of God, don't throw anything at an artist, especially on stage. Because like we said, you can't see. Those lights are so bright.
They are.
Because they want to be, the spotlight, and we're taking pictures of them. But them to see past the 100 level, they can't see past the first 10 rows.
Yeah.
I've stood on that stage when I'm looking at it, and I'm like, wow, I see. If it's daylight, it's different.
Yeah.
But at night, it's a whole different ballgame. And that's why they're always asking to turn the house lights on, because they can't see.
They truly can't see. Yeah.
So it was one of those moments that I was just like, let's not do this. Because I don't know about you, but I wait all year long for these concerts. And like we said, we're spending the money. And especially, like, if I'm going to drive to Bend this summer to go see Parker McCollum or Jordan Davis or
Bailey or
anybody, one of those shows, I've driven 3.5 hours. It's going to cost me at least $200 in gas, $200 in tickets, hotel. I'm dropping $1,000 just to go see a show. I'm going to be fuming mad if it gets canceled.
Well, and it also it brings the vibe way down. Yeah. It just, even I'm sure Riley continue to put on an amazing show, but like, the whole tone was just probably just like, he's mad. He's probably hurting a little bit. I mean, I read that he got like 5 stitches from that.
I saw the image this morning walking away from that. So it was kind of interesting.
Yeah. So it's just like, I don't know. It's just not necessary. Just don't do it.
No. And we go to enough shows that we see this. So again, you guys, as the shows are coming, just know, like we saw this last year, pure pandemonium at Providence Park when Post Malone came, right? Yeah. Like the doors were opening. There was nowhere to go. It was 45 minutes standing in line. A lot of people missed the first act. Yeah. We fortunately got lucky. We went to a gated area where they told us to go, and we got right in. Yeah. But for the other, I don't know, 10,000 people that were standing in the streets, I mean, there was a point
crazy
when the chief of police was like, all right, just let people go. Yeah. And then it gets even scarier, because now they're just letting people in to get so they don't have
it's just chaos.
A problem in the street. Yeah, it's chaos.
It's just total chaos.
It is. So when you plan your shows out this year, I mean, just be smart about it.
Yeah.
Ladies, one thing I love about the Cascades Amphitheater is they put up everything on the site for you to see. I know we all want to go pregame. We all want to party in the parking lot, have a great time. That's the best part about being out there with your friends and everything else. But I feel bad for those ladies that will bring a big bag in their purse, and then they forget, and then you got to walk back
all
2 miles to your car, and you got to walk back another 2 miles to get in. By then, you're like so mad.
Yeah, no, that is such a great point. Definitely check the venue that you're going to, because every venue is different too.
100%.
Like some of them they'll allow a bigger size. Some of them you don't have to have a clear purse. Definitely check, because that is the worst thing. And we've seen it, like you just said, countless times. Walking back, and now your vibe is just kind of like, you're like, meh. You were having fun, you were on this big high, and now you're just like, if it were me, I'd be fuming mad, stomping back to my car because I didn't check first.
Right. And I listen, we all are in a rush. We're in a rush to get there. The gates are opening. Yeah. Sometimes I feel like, as close as we live to the amphitheater, there's times that I'm like, I got to get there at 3:00 because I want to get a good parking spot. Right. And it doesn't make a difference. And then you get there, and then it's panic. Like, I can't get my tickets. I can't get in the gate. I can't find this. I lost my person. Where are we at? Where are we going to go?
Right.
It's one of those situations. So just be prepared for what's going to happen, especially this year for Providence Park. The city of Portland has already vowed that they're going to do a much better job with the police, the entrance into Providence Park for Stapleton's show. They know that it's going to be crazy. They're going to try to open the gates a little bit earlier, instead of like 30 minutes before the showtime goes on.
Yeah, my goodness.
Open it for 2 hours ahead of time. And this is just that I would much rather see the city do in Providence Park. Now they're probably going, hey, shut up, don't say that. We don't want to do this. I'd rather see them open the gates 2 hours early. Give me a chance to come in and enjoy a beer and a meal.
Check out the venue.
Yeah, walk around.
Have time to go get merch. Because that's the other thing too is, you want to get in and have time to go check out the merch booth and not be like, I don't even have time to do that because I need to get to my seat.
Right.
And then by the time maybe there's intermission or while they're switching between acts, you go out and then all the merch is gone, or what you really want, or your size is gone.
Sure.
So, yeah.
And as beautiful as Providence Park is, home of the Timbers and home of the Thorns, we all know that airway gets a little narrow through there.
Oh, it really does.
So when those beer lines get long and the bathroom lines get long, I think that'd be smarter. Just open it a couple of hours ahead of time. Maybe not charge, $19 a beer.
I mean, that would always be nice too.
Make it normal. Then I think you'll sell more.
Yeah.
I think you'll sell more.
I think so too.
Honestly, because if I can go there and relax and have a good time, my wife and I just enjoying the night, getting ready for a concert. That's going to make it more appealing to me as being
it's going to make
out.
You like the next time somebody comes to town and you see they're going to whatever venue, whether it's Providence Park or any venue,
right?
You can remember like, oh yeah, I actually had fun that night. I didn't, drop $300 just on beer, because they're $19 a pop or whatever.
Yeah. The Motor Center has progressively gotten way better.
I think so too. I agree with that.
We were there for Megan Maroney last year, and they opened the doors like an hour and 15 minutes early before music even started. So it was nice to get in there, get a spot, get lined up.
And I feel like they just had so much to offer, so lines aren't crazy.
Yes.
I feel like they've strategically placed different things all over the place. So you don't have to, they only have a couple full bars, but they have a lot of little side bars here and there placed throughout, which is really good because again, you don't have those massive lines where you're missing, the next act going on because you're trying to just get a drink.
Yeah. So that's something to keep an eye on. And just remember, again, like Julia said, if you have a clear purse, plan on bringing those this summer because we're going to get those shows. Even if you're driving to Bend, they still have a clear bag policy at the Hayden Homes Amphitheater in Bend. They're going to do the same
all
thing.
Venues do at this
I think
point.
they do.
And I think they're going to, why not? Just stick with it.
Sure. And I know Lumen does when we were up there for Cody Johnson a couple years ago and for Luke Combs. They had that same policy. We were all searched. Takes a little bit of extra time, but it's well worth it. And I guess the most important thing is we've seen this. I know I talk about it like I want to pregame. I want to have a good time. I'm good time Charlie. I want to go party with my friends and hang out that I haven't seen. But I also don't want to get to the point where I'm puking and passing out and starting fights.
Right.
Because we've seen that too.
Too many times.
A couple of times, especially when it comes to a pit area. Like everybody is trying to get that vying for position. We're all in the same pit.
Exactly. We all want to. But the thing is, when you're in the pit, you already have this primo view.
Right.
So it doesn't matter if you're standing up against the stage or you're, somewhere in the middle or even behind at the pit, which is actually, if I'm going to be in the pit, I want to be in the back.
Yeah.
In the back of the pit. I don't need to be up. Trust me, I've had my days of being up close and needing to get to that spot right at the stage. And, and it's great. It's magnificent. The artist is sweating on you and you're like, this is awesome.
Right.
I don't need that anymore. I'm good. Trust
Who was
me.
the artist that sweated on you?
I think I
gotta know.
You're really gonna do this? Mostly for the Kenny shows. I always had to make sure. I was up close. So he's running around that stage.
Yeah, he's a hardworking man. Back in the days, I will not lie. My really good friend Tim and I, we lived in Southern California. We were huge Bon Jovi fans. And Poison fans. We would follow them everywhere. And literally, I remember Irvine Amphitheater in Irvine, California. We had drove down to Irvine from our hometown, a little Chatsworth. It took us like 2.5 hours to get there. We drove down there at like 9 in the morning because we knew we were going to be there. But we had like lawn seats and we managed to sneak our way down all the way to the front row.
That's impressive.
We were literally touching John Bon Jovi's shoes, his boots.
That's impressive.
And for me, I was like, this is my guy. Yeah. He's a rocker. I dig him at the time. It was Dead or Alive. And it was that vibe. I had long hair then, believe it or not.
Oh my gosh. We need photos.
I'll show you a photo one time. It'll blow your mind. But it was one of those cool moments. Yeah. And we know what those moments are like. Now it's a little bit different because the pits are smaller.
They are smaller.
I guess for me, the one thing that drives me crazy is somebody will be at the very, very front, touching the stage, like almost grabbing the microphone, and they're like, oh, I got to go get a beer. And then they turn around and walk out, and then they expect to go right back in with 3 beers in their hands, and they're spilling it over everybody. I'm like, come on, are you serious?
Yep.
Like,
I do think that there is like a certain pit etiquette that
there should be.
There really should be. I get it. Like, yes, that is your spot, and maybe just, hey, I'm going to be right. Just be polite about it. Don't go barreling through to get out and then expect, like you're saying, and spilling beer all over the place on people. And And if you are going to do that, maybe just do it once.
Well,
not back and forth, because then it's like, all right.
Right. You're taking advantage of it. And I bring that up because that's what happened to us at Morgan. I know
that was just
that was insane.
I think that pit was way over full.
It was.
Yes.
Let's admit it, because everybody loves Morgan. But I just remember you and my wife Kimmy all dressed up, and there's young guys in there, and they're the one. And I get it, they're wanting to party, but all of a sudden now they're like smashing beers, and it's flying in the air. And now Kimmy's her shirt is all wet from beer. I'm like, guys,
when you're starting to get drinks in your hair, and it's just like, I'm here to have a good time, but not smell like I just had a good time. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So again, just it's like you said, pit etiquette.
Yeah.
Be kind to one another. The world we're living in today is a little rough and rowdy as it is.
Well, it's crazy that we have to remind people to be kind. It's like and it's funny that you mentioned that, because it's like we grew up, our parents taught us to be kind. And I feel like now we're all of a sudden having to remind people
You're
as
out
adults.
for yourself, right?
Yeah, but as adults, it's like, hey, remember, be kind.
Yeah.
Like we shouldn't have to remind people about that anymore. That should just be instilled in us.
Yeah, we want to have a good time. And that's
do,
especially when you're going to a concert and you're spending that kind of money. We've had this conversation on the ticket prices and stuff like that. So,
well, and like just speaking of the pit, I remember, because I used to go to the last Kenny show in Foxborough at Gillette Stadium. We've done it many times. And I can't tell you how many times we've seen people, and one of our friends, he was actually a state cop, and they have state cops there doing security.
Right.
And like it was a Friday night. We weren't really going to that show, but he called us and he's like, hey, just come down. And he ended up getting us in, but he's literally just taking people out left and right, like out of the pit. And I'm just like,
passing out.
That, just being rowdy, being, just enough was enough. A lot of it was passing out. And it's just like, wow. And Kenny hadn't even taken the stage yet. They didn't even see Kenny. And I mean, we probably saw, not even exaggerating, over half a dozen people get taken out.
Really?
And those tickets, they're $250 a pop at that time. I don't know what they are now, but I mean, this was a few years ago, and they were $250 a pop. You just spent that. You didn't even see Kenny.
Right.
It's like, what?
You saw the first opening act as a baby artist.
Barely, because you're, again, goes back to the tailgating that you were just mentioning.
Right.
You tailgated a little too hard.
Yeah.
And, and I do get it. Like, especially like a Gillette, tailgating is a huge thing. A girlfriend of mine, she was going every year. I mean, they're bringing their barbecues. They've got the massive coolers. I mean, they're set up. They're there from, 10 as soon as the gates open, and they do open their gates early,
right?
Because it's a big
smart.
thing. It's same with football season.
It's like football,
and they take that. That's almost like their show,
right? That No Shoes Nation is family,
yes.
But you're right. It's like a tailgate for a football party. It's insane,
100%. I mean, they've got that Blue Cherry Bay rum just flowing all day, and
you got 40 bottles.
Yeah, and then by the time they get to the show, it's like, whoa,
insane.
But to see people get basically tossed out before the headliner even comes on, it's like, why?
I know. Listen, we can lead a horse to water. We can't make it drink.
Yeah.
But it's just something to keep in mind this summer. If you are planning on going to any of the shows, as we know, there's 3 great shows lined up so far. There's going to be a couple more announcements coming soon. As we know that Stapleton's going to be at Providence Park. Jason Aldean is going to be at Cascades Amphitheater. And Megan Maroney is going to be at the Moda Center. So, there's 3 great shows right there. And if you're driving to Bend or driving to Seattle to go see the shows, just be prepared. Just be kind to one another. And take your time getting to the show, but just more importantly, just have fun. That's what we're looking for.
Exactly.
I'm ready for summer shows. I've been itching.
I know.
As we know, here in the Northwest, the weather's been kind of weird. I feel like I've got a little bit of cabin fever, and the first day that the sun comes out, I'm like, I want to rip off all my clothes and go sit in the front yard. Give me that vitamin D.
Especially today, it's so gorgeous out today, and I feel like we're getting that taste. I mean, spring is literally this week.
Yeah, so, it's going to be awesome. Exciting. I'm excited about it.
Another thing that's around the corner, speaking of shows and stuff, Stagecoach. We've talked about this. They've announced, we know that's coming, but they announced their schedule.
Okay, good.
So now you can actually, and I think this is great with festivals, and we'll talk about it more when CMA Fest gets a little bit closer and more announcements are made, but. Schedule it out, because there's so many shows, and especially at Stagecoach, there's so many stages that, you don't want to miss out on some of your favorites, but you also, you're going to want to take a little bit of a break. You're going to want to eat some lunch. You're going to want to go, get some shade, especially if it's like super hot and sunny there, which it normally is, especially during the day. But yeah, their schedule did come out. So if you're going to Stagecoach, kind of plan your days.
Yeah.
Because I think you'll be able to maximize and get the most out of it and see the artists that you really want to see.
Sure.
I mean, obviously you don't want to miss anybody on the main stage because I feel like they're on the main stage for a reason, but like some of those side stages, they've got some amazing talent going across those stages.
And some of those smaller stages, not the main stage, you can get a little closer. It's a little bit more intimate and you're still having fun. I remember a couple of years ago, Nickelback was on one of those smaller stages and I was like, ooh, they're right there. You know, it was really cool. So it was fun. I will tell everybody though, if you are going to Stagecoach, pack a couple of extra bandanas.
Definitely.
Because Coachella is the week before, and it gets a little hairy at Coachella, and then all the grass is gone at the Empire Polo Grounds that are there in Riverside area, Indio, California, and then it turns into a dust bowl. And if it starts to get windy at all, you're definitely going to want a couple of bandanas, especially for the girls in your hair and around your faces, because if it's a hard wind, it hurts. So true,
because like honestly, before I experienced Stagecoach, I would always see people with the bandanas around their necks, and I'm like, oh, they're just doing it for the country vibe.
The fashion.
Yeah, it's way more than that. I mean, yes, it looks good, and it is definitely the vibe, but they're also sometimes a necessity because, like you said, like the wind kicks up and it's brutal.
Yeah, it looks like a bunch of bikers are rolling in.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to look tough for, the night or whatnot. But
yeah, exactly. I'm looking forward to that show, and I know a bunch of friends that are going to go, so that'll be cool to see all that stuff.
I know.
We'll have FOMO, but we are still working on going to our big festival in June at the CMA Music Fest. So we're still working hard on that and trying to make that come to fruition. Where we'll be broadcasting the show from Nashville. So it'll be cool.
It'll be a lot of fun. But
I know some of the lineups though pretty much the same. Like I can almost take like Stagecoach and put it over at CMA Fest because Cody Johnson and Ella Langley and Lainey and Shabuzi and all those guys are all going to be on those stages. So that'd be really, really cool to see.
Speaking of Shabuzi, you saw him last night on the award show, right?
The Academy Awards.
I didn't get to see it, but how was it?
It was amazing. He was in part of the soundtrack for Sinners. Okay. I have not seen the movie.
I haven't either, but I heard a lot about that.
It's amazing movie. It's Michael B. Jordan who won for Best Actor.
I did see that.
For Smoke and Stack. And so basically it's his same character as brothers.
Okay.
And they never face each other, but they show him combined together. It got like 4 Grammy nominations also.
Wow. Okay.
But Shabuzi last night was on the red carpet looking dapper as ever. I mean, he looks
He's got so much style.
Dude, oh my God, he was so styling. And the people from E were like, they couldn't stop talking about him.
I love that.
Because like he was the best dressed guy.
That's so cool.
There. Instead of just a plain suit, like he showed up with a brooch and it was cool, really classy. And then he got to sing on stage, which was awesome.
That's really cool. I love that.
It was a big moment. And he was super excited because being a part of the film was really cool. And friends that he collaborated with for the music was awesome. So yeah, that was a big moment. And of course, the other big moment of the week that we just can't pass because we've stood on the stage. We know the gut feeling of what it is. I was in tears watching Jelly Roll become the newest member.
I thought that was really cool.
I saw him take the plaque and one of our record rep friends had posted a picture of just his plaque and it just said Jelly Roll. And as soon as I saw that picture, I knew exactly where it was. And then, and then it zooms back out and there he is with a screwdriver in his hand.
Oh, putting it on the wall.
Yeah, putting it on the wall is the newest member. And then seeing Lainey induct him.
Yeah, it was just such a great moment. I feel like, again, well-deserved. It's funny because he had posted a video of his debut when he first debuted on the Opry, and I want to say that was it 20 or 2021? It
was 21.
Okay.
I saw that same video.
Okay.
Yeah.
And clearly there's been a massive change.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, and then you see him just a few weeks ago or last week getting inducted. It's incredible in so many different ways. I mean, his health journey, his musical journey, just all of it. It's just been amazing.
Yeah, it was great to see. And you're right, the health journey alone, you see that first video of like a before and after.
It's almost like I don't even remember him like that. And that's how my first interaction with him when he came here. I mean, he was, bigger. I don't know how else to say it, but I mean he was. And to see him now, it's the transformation is just it's crazy, but it's amazing, and I'm so happy for him.
Oh, absolutely. And then to see him and that excitement, and then the next night they announced that Bunny's book is now a bestseller.
Yep.
So you talk about a rags to riches story for a couple.
Yeah.
I mean, if you believe in God, this is a perfect example of like, what he can do for you.
Yeah.
And I'm not preaching or anything like that, but I have my beliefs, but that is a true story right there. You believe, and he always says it. He praises the Lord, and he put him on a path for a reason, and now we know why. And to watch that,
and he's delivering a message, night after night that he's on stage, and he's doing. It's amazing how music truly does speak volumes. Yeah. And I think it does change lives. Yeah. The lives that he has saved alone from people. I mean, I'm sure I would love to sit with him now for an hour after a couple of years and say, okay, what's the craziest story that you have heard? I'm sure he's had so many. But, working with his record rep, our friend Matt, for so long, Matt would tell us like people would come and cry. Yeah. Or he couldn't even come backstage because it was hard to meet people because it was at that situation. But when you feel like the Lord has put you in a spot to help others, he's certainly doing it. Well, and we see it at his shows too. I mean, like, the audience members, they have their signs, saying that, you saved my son, or you saved me, or they're in tears during certain songs. It's just, it's incredible. Yeah. I know he saved your husband from going crazy because I'll never forget that. We were at the amphitheater and I told him the story about John and how he turned me on to Jelly Roll, and he's like, where is he? I got to meet him. Like he went and grabbed him and brought him backstage. Like, I'll never forget that. That was such a cool moment. It was such a genuine moment too. Yeah. Like he was just like, let's just meet him. He even said, he's like, I'm probably going to get in trouble for this, but I don't care because it's people like him that are bringing you to me that I got to meet and say thanks. So it was just one of those moments that I will truly cherish forever and never forget. And then when my son Tanner got a chance to meet him for the very first time, like they had a deep conversation, which was weird because my son at the time was 20 going on to 21, but it was like, here's my son talking to Jelly Roll about life, and it was just wild to watch. But again, he opened up his arms like a big teddy bear, talked to my kid. It was amazing. So he's such a
I
great
love
guy.
the man for that reason. Yeah.
Nope, again, a great guy. And I think everything that's happening with him is well-deserved. Yeah, absolutely. So listen, if there's something or a show that you want to go see, let us know. If you have any questions in regards to do's and don'ts for concerts, we know the number one thing is don't throw phones. Don't throw stuff, especially phones, but just don't throw anything. No, please do not throw a phone, because if not only by chance you do hit an artist, then you're in trouble and everything else. It's not worth it. Just go have fun. No, just and be kind. Yeah. Don't lose that $1,700 phone. If you're going to throw something away, throw me your cash. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, exactly. We'll put it to good use for sure. Definitely. If you have any suggestions or you want to just talk to us, you can always email Julia. Yes, Julia at countrymusicrocks.net or Danny at countrymusicrocks.net. Yeah, for sure. And of course, we always love having you view us on Spotify, Odyssey app, wherever you can find your podcast. Watch it on YouTube, share it with your friends and family. And we just say thank you so much for joining us this week on the Country Music Rocks podcast.